Good morning, Chicago. It's me, Hannah, and I'm going to tell you all about the Chicago Fire. Well, TV show, of course. I'm pretty sure all of you guys have heard of the television show Chicago Fire. And if not, I really don't know what else to say. Chicago Fire is a drama TV show that airs on NBC, created by Michael Brandt and David Haas, produced by the lovely Dick Wolf. The first episode, called, Pilot, was first aired on October 10th, 2012. The show is about Chicago's fire department and Chicago's paramedics. And also, this show was also filmed in, guess. If you guess Chicago, you're correct. Surprise, surprise, right? Am I right? Yeah. Anyhow, so coming up next, two guest stars, Father Tom McCraw, fireman chaplain, and the lovely producer Dick Wolf. So stay tuned. Hello, Chicago. It's me, Hannah, and with me is special guest Father Tom McCraw. Father, would you please tell the audience who you are?
Well, I'm the chaplain for the Chicago Fire Department. I've been a priest for 37 years, but 27 of those years has been spent as the chaplain for the fire department.
Really?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. How often do you get to see Chicago firefighters in action?
Probably about 3 or 4 times a week. And in fact, I just came back from a fire, as I told you. Just returned from an extra line fire.
What is the most memorable fire you have ever experienced?
The most memorable fire was about 12 years ago. It was the Paxton Hotel. And the Paxton Hotel is what is called an SRO, single room occupancy. And it's for a lot of people who are down and out. The feeling on the street is that this is the last stop before being homeless. And that night they had a fire that started on the first floor in the rear, but unfortunately people had propped fire doors open, so it allowed the fire to travel horizontally across the floors and then vertically up stairwells. 20 people died in that fire.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. People had to jump out windows, and I was there very quickly. I was on the road, and there were a lot of people hanging out windows waiting to be rescued. Some people didn't wait and they jumped, but we ended up with 20 dead that night.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched the TV show Chicago Fire?
I have. Not a lot, but I've watched it about, I think, 5 times.
If so, what is your opinion about the TV show?
Well, television is entertainment, and so I'm sure the producers want to draw an audience, so they fill the show with a lot of things that aren't really very real to the fire department, but it helps draw an audience, and so they have to do that. So it's a mixture of reality and fiction.
You have witnessed many actual Chicago fires. In your opinion, what is the most realistic about the show?
Well, the most realistic is about how firefighters and paramedics have each other's back. Whether they're at a fire, they're at an accident scene, whether they're helping each other off duty. Firefighters and paramedics, this is their other family. This is the people at the firehouse. And so they have your back at all times.
One big happy family.
Not always happy, but
family.
most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what is least realistic?
Well, they make a lot of things that are small, sensational, and some of the inside shots where they create a fire scene don't happen that way. Fire is a very tricky and dangerous entity, and you don't walk between 2 walls of fire like they do in the show sometimes. So the reality is that firefighting and delivering medical care is incredibly dangerous and you can't really grasp it from a TV show.
Yeah. 23 years ago, in 1991, you were in the Ron Howard directed movie Backdraft, starring Kurt Russell, William De Niro, and Billy Baldwin. Do you feel Do you feel the reality of the firefighting has improved since that movie?
You mean the reality in TV and
Well,
movies?
yeah.
No.
No?
No, because once again, you can't really create what happens in
Yeah.
a fire. You can't really create what happens at the scene of an accident. Everything is very spontaneous, and to try to understand what firefighters and paramedics do cannot be captured that way.
Okay. What are the personal characteristics of the firefighters that are shown most realistically on the TV show Chicago Fire?
Bravery is number one. Honor and pride. These are traditional values of the fire service. That sense, as I mentioned before, that firefighters and paramedics have each other's back. That's very important. Also a sense that they are family in the firehouse, that they care for each other, they enjoy their time together with each other, sometimes too much in the TV show. But you know, again, it can't really be captured on film or on video. It's not something that translates easily into electronic media.
If you could change one perception of the reality of firefighting, what would it be?
Well, sometimes the TV show portrays firemen as being a little goofy and a little silly.
Yeah.
And trust me, they have their moments where they can be goofy and silly.
Yeah.
But I think some people think the firehouse is like a circus, or that you know, firemen have all this time on their hands where they get into trouble or they do things that are inappropriate, and that's not the case. The firehouse, it's like your house. You know, there are rules and there's responsibilities, and firefighters and paramedics live that the whole time they're on shift.
Okay. Well, that is all for today. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Hannah.
Thank you. If you could, Father Tom, could you please explain your wall?
These are things that, along the 27 years I've been the chaplain, that people have given me, helmets and knickknacks, and that bell is actually cast. The fire department in their shops, their repair shops, their apparatus repair shops, have their own forge. And that bell is cast out of spare brass or brass hose fittings and couplings that are no longer in use. So that bell was made at the fire department shops at their foundry.
Wow.
Yeah. And these are old, the 3 fire boxes are the old fire boxes. Don't worry, they're not stolen. They were not removed surreptitiously. They were given to me. They're all out of service. And they're just knickknacks, fire helmets, different things that people, there are a lot of people who have huge collections of fire memorabilia. So these are just a handful of things that I've collected along the way people have given me.
Dick Wolf was born on December 20th, 1946 in New York City. His first name is Richard Anthony Wolf. He is a writer and a producer. He is known for Law and Order. He's married to Noelle Lipman since June 17, 2006. He developed Chicago Fire, and it was picked up by NBC in May 2012. Guess who is going to be joining us today? The producer, Dick Wolf. Stay tuned and keep watching this interview. Hey guys, with me is special guest Dick Wolf, the producer of Chicago Fire. Hi. Okay. So Wolf, how did you get the idea to create a television show about the Chicago Fire Department?
Well, most of my stories in other television show, Law and Order, are based on real life stories. So I thought to myself, why not create a television show about the Chicago Fire Department?
Why did you choose to film in Chicago? Why not anywhere else?
I chose Chicago because most drama television shows are filmed in Los Angeles. Also, my dream would be hopefully to be a franchise of shows set there to hire local actors and actresses. Chicago is a polite version of New York, plus Chicago provides generous tax credits if the series is successful.
Very cool. How much do you exaggerate the reality of the show?
Well, like I said, I like producing TV shows that are about real life stories, but I also like to spice things up a bit. Like any other real life show, the producers and directors want to make the show exciting and suspenseful, so they use a lot of drama drama to draw an audience. I'm sure real paramedics and firefighters have drama, but I'm not sure if they have quite this much. Do you want to know an amazing secret?
Oh my gosh, I would love to. Don't worry. They are not listening.
Okay. Well, Taylor Kinney, who plays Kelly Severide, who's a lieutenant who runs the rescue squad, is dating Lady Gaga.
Wait, the Lady Gaga?
Yes, the Lady Gaga.
Oh,
Don't tell your viewers
my gosh.
this.
Okay, viewers, shh, let's keep this a secret, shall we? Wow, that blows my mind away. Thanks again for being here, Wolf. Don't forget to check out season 3 of Chicago Fire.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Sorry guys, but this interview is over, so stay tuned next week on The Real Deal for new interviews about famous people you just love. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this interview, so I guess I'll see you all next week.